Hey guys, it's Tamara coming back at you with another video. Welcome back to my channel. We're going to start off the upcoming week with a video about suicide. I've done a few videos like this in the past here on my channel, but I think amid the recent suicidal tragedies, I think we need to talk a little bit more about it. It's a topic that my clients and I have talked about. They've brought it up because they've been triggered in a way to explore this issue and ask questions about it and just kind of get my feedback about it as well. So I figured if my clients are doing that, if I have done it, because I have, then maybe you guys have too. And so I figured maybe I would mention it today. And then we're going to do 2 videos about this topic. And then I want to go on to the next topic, which is going to be thought distortions and how we kind of think and see the world and perceive the world. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right in. The benefits for you today in this video is going to be that you're going to be able to examine, how am I going to put this? I'm going to say 4 reasons, because there's a couple of things I want to focus on, but we'll do 4 in this video, and then we'll do 4 in the next video. But you're going to learn 4 different ways to conceptualize the reason for suicide for some people. All right, so that's going to be the benefits for you in this video today. Okay, guys, so let's go ahead and jump in. I want to talk about a few things that I have discussed with my own clients regarding this topic. So I had a client come in and she says to me, Tamara, I just don't understand how, and this is in reference to Anthony Bourdain and Spade. But she says, Tamara, I don't understand why someone of their magnitude would ever consider suicide. I mean, they had everything. They, traveled the world and they had money and fame and popularity. Why would they consider suicide? And so I basically engaged her in hypothetical reasoning. And what I mean by that is I engaged her in reasoning in a hypothetical sense, in a what if sense about this issue. And so the first thing that I said to her about this was, we have to consider that not everybody sees the reason for living life as outweighing the reasons for wanting to die. We have to keep in mind that not everybody has reasons for living that outweighs the reasons for dying. And that's the honest to God truth. I'm gonna fix my camera because I feel like it is. Okay, sorry. All right, that's better. Sorry guys, I wanted you to be able to see me. But, I think we need to keep that in mind, that some people just don't have reasons for living that outweighs the reasons for dying. A lot of the time, what we think is everything that someone would ever want isn't that for the person who's sad or depressed or helpless or hopeless, right? So, of course, I'm not saying that Anthony Bourdain and Spade's deaths, include any kind of logical reasoning. It could have just been an act in the moment. It could have been a temporary solution for them. I don't know. But I do know after, 11 years of working with trauma and, suicidal families and youths and standing on hospital ledges with people because they want to jump, I've seen some of the reasoning, and the reasoning can often take for, it can often take, 4 drastic turns. And so I'm going to talk about that now. So the 4th drastic turn that some people end up sorry. That's my phone. I apologize. My phone is next to my camera, and so it beeps. And okay, but I'm really sorry. But there are four drastic turns, and one drastic turn is the result of existential reasoning. Okay, existential reasoning. I define that as, why are we all here in the world? Why do I have to get up every day and go to work and slave and work just to earn a living? The other part of that is, why do we have to experience death and loss and grief and helplessness and homelessness and drug addiction and mental illness and crime and institutionalized racism and discrimination and, political stress and overwhelm? Like, why do we have to experience this, right? Existential questioning is the big question mark, right? The big question mark as to, what is this all about? Why do we have to do this? Why can't life be any different? I got a lot of clients who have existential questions, and there's no easy answer for it, unfortunately. Okay, the next one is nihilistic thinking. Okay, some people turn to suicide because of nihilistic thinking. The world is a terrible place. The world is over. There's going to be an apocalypse one day, right? There's going to be ending to the world, and so therefore I might as well take my life now. I might as well die now. I might as well end my suffering now, because eventually it's going to end anyway, right? Nihilistic thinking is kind of the process of thinking that says, okay, I'm living life and here's the start of my life, but then it's going to end eventually, so the world is senseless, it's pointless, right? I think everybody experiences nihilistic thinking to a certain extent. If you go to the New International Version of the Bible or the King James Version of the Bible, you'll see in the book of Ecclesiastes that even King Solomon had those kind of nihilistic thoughts, that everything is pointless, nothing makes sense. You're young, you have fun, you live it up, and you die. Boom. Like there's nothing else going to happen in life that's going to hold me and make me feel worthwhile or great. It's not going to last. There's a season for happiness, there's a season for pain, and some people just feel like there's no need in me going through this roller coaster of life. My idea of life outweighs, my miserable view of life outweighs my positive view of anything. And so there are some people who say, I'm done. Okay? The next one is negative self-talk. A lot of my kids struggle with negative self-talk, and it's a daily process of renewing the mind, renewing the heart, being able to go back and practice and say, okay, I'm having this negative thought, but what's the balanced perspective here? I'm having this negative thought process happening and starting to affect my mood negatively. How do I change this process? There are a lot of people who struggle with negative self-talk. The problem for some people is when they experience that negative self-talk, sometimes it hurts so much, and sometimes it sticks so much to someone's view of everything that they just say, I'm not going to go through this another day. I cannot live with this another day. I'm going to end my pain. Okay, so that's another one. And the final one is questions about one's religion and one's faith. And I've had a lot of families express this nihilistic view of life, this helpless view of life because of faith and religion. There are a lot of people who feel that faith and religion is an organized political institution, that there's nothing real about faith and religion, that it's used to enslave groups of people, it's used to guilt people, it's used to keep people in line and going a certain way in life, right? And while some of that may be true, I'm of the firm belief that there's some true power to faith, that there's true power to God. But a lot of people don't. And what I've noticed, especially with adolescents, is if the adult can't answer their complicated questions about faith and religion, that will often be the first trigger to suicidal thinking. Why? Because everything they were raised on, and this is particularly true of religious families, everything that they were raised upon, every religious and faith-based principle now becomes shaky because they can't wrestle with the question marks that often arise as a result of not understanding religion and faith. And so we have people who just say, I'm not doing this and I'm done, and they end their life. it is so heartbreaking to see people in that spot of confusion. And sometimes I feel just as helpless trying to reach them, because a lot of the times their reason for wanting to die is a valid reason. The issue is trying to get them to see that there's a better side if they just try to live another day. And some people just give up and say, I'm not going to do it. So thank you guys for being with me today. I do hope that this video has given you a little bit more insight and an alternative perspective of suicide. And in the next video, I want to talk a little bit about why famous deaths or famous suicides like Anthony Bourdain and Kate Spade's deaths tend to shock us. I think there's some views or ways that we can view deaths that are, including people who have a reputation in Hollywood or on television or in music. So I think we're going to focus on that next video. What I do want to encourage you guys to do is post your questions in your comments in the comments section below. I will definitely answer your questions, because I have been getting a lot of emails and text and tweet messages about this topic, and I've just been responding like nonstop. It's ridiculous, but I know that you guys have a lot of questions, so don't be shy. Feel free to post your questions. I ask you guys to give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful for you. That way other people will have access to it, because it pushes the video up in the search results. Hit the subscribe button here on the left side if you are interested in getting updates, because we're going to have a series, and part 2 is going to be coming out Monday. So I encourage you to hit the subscribe button, so then that way you'll have access to part 2 of this video series. All right, guys, thanks again for being here with me today, and I look forward to talking to you guys really soon. Bye-bye.